stop and slow down in the morning and take 20 minutes alone while you pray, meditate, whatever. Do your skincare, treat it as a ritual.
Everything that we were doing just constantly was inspired by Korean skincare technologies. Rituals are extremely important for your mental health. I really truly believe that. But at the same time, we're busy. So we don't have the luxury to do it all the time. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a mom. I don't have time to do anything for myself.
No. You're like, real talk. Yeah.
Real talk.
You're like, no, really.
I want to look great at all times.
Today's podcast is sponsored by Flex Credit Card. I think one of the biggest conversations women in business are finally starting to have is around cash flow. From the outside, people see the brand, the audience, the launches, the success. But behind the scenes, many female founders are carrying enormous financial pressure while trying to scale, especially in e-commerce. You're paying for inventory, ads, operations, and payroll upfront, while revenue comes later. So sometimes the faster the business grows, the tighter cash flow can actually become. And traditional banking, honestly, hasn't evolved fast enough for modern founders. That's why platforms like Flex are so interesting, especially for me. They were built for ambitious female founders scaling quickly. Their Net 60 credit card gives businesses 60 to even 90 days at 0% interest, which creates real breathing room while revenue catches up. Instead of cash flow becoming a bottleneck, it becomes a growth advantage. And that's what's fascinating is the cashback side, because at scale, cashback stops being a perk and starts becoming real operational capital. Most founders underestimate how much money moves through their business every year across ads, inventory, shipping, software, and vendors. When spend is consolidated strategically, the reward becomes meaningful. I read that Hudson from Comfort recently received over $3 million in cash back through Flex in 1 year alone. That's real investment capital that can go directly back into hiring, expansion, customer acquisition, or inventory. And I think that's where female entrepreneurship is truly headed. Women are no longer just building beautiful brands. We're becoming smarter financial operators too. Because the best founders don't only focus on making money, they optimize how money moves through the business. I have one of the most inspiring women I've recently met. You created what is arguably one of the most iconic skincare brands, and it all has a very interesting background. And it's before social media and everything blew up. Sarah, please tell us who you are and why you are the way you are.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It was great to connect with you. And this is such a great opportunity because I know you have such a huge female audience, which I'm happy to share my journey with. So yeah, I've had Glow Recipe, founded the company about 11 years ago. But it was a journey to get there because, let me just kind of like rewind and share my personal story of how everything came about. So I'm Korean. I was born in Seoul, and I grew up in a household where skincare was at the center of everything.
Oh, the best. The best.
In the most organic, cultural way. So I used to go to public bathhouses every weekend with my grandmother and my mother and my aunts. It was like a family, like women in the families, like outing that we all look forward to. During those experiences, we would splash spoiled milk on our bodies. At that time, not knowing what that was for. Later, learning that milk has lactic acid and helps to strengthen and fortify your skin. I used to have a lot of DIY moments with my mom growing up with cucumber slices or yogurt with green tea bags. I mean, just so many different creative ways, ultimately to brighten, soothe, smooth my skin. And it was fun. And it was a bonding experience. It was something I always enjoyed. And I have the fond memories, bonding with my family members and also my friends. And I went to an all-women's university in Seoul.
Cool.
Yep. And I remember the very first Olive Young, which is, now a global retailer that everyone knows and is obsessed with. But the very first Olive Young opened right in front of my university.
Oh gosh, that
All
was
women's
probably
university.
all day. You guys are in and out.
Yeah, it was my playground. Yeah. It was literally.
It's also where all your money went. Yeah, for sure.
Literally. But they would have good like promotions.
Yeah.
They would have BOGOs.
Yeah.
So I would definitely take advantage of those. But I remember like stopping by that store before going into my classes, you know, checking things out, testing everything, smelling things, coming out of my classes, thinking about what I should purchase. And then on my way home, I would stop and like, you know,
That's
come
so
out
funny.
with shopping bags.
That's so great.
And I actually hosted Sarah's Salon once a month for all my college friends who would come over to my home. And we did like a full-on girls spa day. Like it was a party. And I just loved that, again, bonding experience with my friends who all shared such a mutual love and passion for skincare and self-care. And we would do it for each other. Like we would sheet mask, face mask, hair mask. We would do, you know, mani, pedi. We would blow out each other's hair. It was
So cute.
it was just such a fun experience. And I did that for years.
Also pre-social media, so you were able to like
Pre-social
really
media.
enjoy the moment
Yeah.
heavily, and it wasn't filmed, it wasn't photographed, like you were
No.
just being girls.
Just being girls.
being
And
girls.
it was literally like, I still remember vividly some of the experiences with my girlfriends. We still talk about those moments. But all of those kind of fueled very organically this love and passion and dedication to beauty, especially skincare and self-care, that I still have to this date. And it just made sense for me to pursue a career in beauty, which is why I started out as an intern at L'Oreal in the Korea office.
No way.
I
I didn't
did.
know that. That's cool.
Yeah,
That
it
was
just
really
was
like
a
the only
natural
option
segue.
back. It was really only corporate companies back then anyway.
It was the
there
best.
was no glow recipes.
No.
None
There
of
were-
that even
Like
existed.
the concept of indie brands wasn't
No.
really a thing.
No.
So it was a dream job. I mean, it truly was, you know, I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that it was, you know, a beauty conglomerate. And I went and I just loved my job. And so I was hired as a full-time employee, as a marketer, worked in the Korea office for about 3 years. I shared with my HR and my boss at the time that I wanted to work overseas. And so they transferred me to the New York office after 3 years of working there. So that was a life-changing moment, an opportunity. But it was just like a huge learning experience. I loved everything that I did. When I moved to the New York office, I was very much focused on product
How old
development.
were you?
I was mid-20s. I can't remember. I think it was 25, 26. But I worked there for a total of 10 years.
Whoa. This
Yeah.
reminds me of Deepika's story. How she was at, you know Deepika?
Yeah, of
With Live
course.
Tinted?
Yeah,
She
she's
was at
great.
L'Oreal and she started like randomly posting a video about how she covered her under eyes, and she was at L'Oreal at the time.
That's amazing. Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
I think I heard that story. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that's oddly similar. Okay, so you were in your 20s in New York 10 freaking years.
Yeah, I mean, total of 10 years from Korea to New York.
That's
so within the
crazy.
same company, but different brands and departments. So I did marketing, product development, branding, you know, worked my way up to, and climbed up the corporate ladder, if you will.
Yeah.
Truly learned so much. Like everything I've learned about beauty was really through that experience.
Wow.
And that combined with my upbringing and my culture with a Korean sort of, I guess, focus on the skin ideal, which is like glowing from within and looking the most, you know, like natural as possible because you took such a great, you know, care of yourself.
Well, Koreans really understand
Skincare
mind,
and self-care.
body, soul.
Exactly.
They don't mess around with it.
It's very holistic.
It's very holistic.
Yeah.
Ava just got me on black sesame.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
black sesame's
I've been
great.
graying since I was 30. And she was like doing a lot of videos on black sesame. And she brought me back some from Korea a year ago. And then I
Oh.
ran out. And I was like, wait, what the hell is that brand again? And she was like, just start dumping this. It's like between creatine, which is like my American black sesame,
Yeah.
and then black sesame, my Korean version. It's like I got the hair down, and then I got the energy and the protein and the
Perfect.
muscle down. I'm like, I think that's a really nice combo.
It's a great combo.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, I think I
Yeah.
got that down.
You know, it's funny you say it that way because, you know, now I've lived in the US for such a long time and
Yeah.
we co-founded Glow Recipe and I'll get to that story. And it's been 11 years since, you know, Glow Recipe was founded. But it's a very interesting combination of the Korean sort of roots, but, you know, headquartered in New York and in the US.
The merging
the-
of holistic
Exactly.
organic to your soul, and then the American dream.
Yeah, you could say it that way. And we don't sell any of our products in Korea, by the way, but we are truly global. So it's very unique of a positioning that we have right now.
Wait, you must. It's your roots. It's your DNA. You got to figure that out.
Yeah, I think one day. I mean,
Yeah.
Korean beauty market is
Very
very
saturated. Yeah.
very complex,
Sure.
very competitive.
Yeah.
You just need like a full team
Yeah.
to run the show there. And we want to get there when we're fully ready from a structure perspective.
For
But
sure.
yeah, definitely one of the milestones that I look forward to in the
I'm like,
future.
yeah, it's literally your DNA. We got to. I'm gonna go to Korea and be like, excuse me, hi, yeah, this was started here. We got to figure this out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool though.
But that's the background. And I actually had a very close friend that I met back in Korea in the L'Oreal offices, who also moved to New York around the same time that I did. I was transferred. She came for her master's degree, and she missed L'Oreal, so she actually got hired from the New York office. So we shared very similar backgrounds. Her name is Christine. She's my co-founder. And she used to come over to my apartment in New York. We would sheet mask together, catch up over a glass of wine, or we would actually, like, whenever we traveled back to our homes, my parents still live in Korea, we would bring back a full suitcase of the latest and the greatest innovations, and we would just open it up, share, our favorite products with each other, and had like again, girls bonding moment together.
You were about to be sick of me because I'm going to be texting you be like, when's your next Korea trip? What are you bringing me back? Every time Ava goes, I'm like, excuse me, do not forget about me. Like,
Yeah.
the products there are insane.
It's insane, and the technologies are amazing. So, I mean, I would say now most of our products are made in Korea, which is why
As they should be.
When, Christine and I or our team members go back to Korea, a lot of our time is spent at the labs and our manufacturing facilities. But she was working at L'Oreal, I was working at L'Oreal. One day we were catching up and we were talking about how we are product developers, we're thinking about the next big thing, and everything that we were doing just constantly was inspired by Korean skincare technologies.
Always.
It just was so clear. And because we had the background that we did and the network that we had, we just thought it might sense for us to join forces and co-found a company that's purely based on bringing over the latest and the greatest beautiful skincare formulas that are clean, safe, and very efficacious to use for the American consumer. So we started as a curation website with the same name, glowrecipe.com. So the products that you're seeing right now on the shelves of Sephora did not exist when we first founded the company. It was, I would say, a mini Sephora, if you will, for clean, efficacious Korean skincare products.
I didn't know that.
That's how
So
it
kind of
started.
like an
Yeah.
Olive June for Americans online.
Basically, it was that, but with
Olive June, for those who don't know, it's like the
Olive
CVS
Young.
Olive Young. Olive Young. Wait, isn't Olive June the nails?
Yeah, which also is an amazing brand and
That
founder.
is a great brand.
But
Olive Young, excuse me, is like the CVS Walgreens of Korea, but higher end.
yeah, a little. It's a mix.
Yeah.
There's a good mix of prestige and mass.
Yeah.
And they sell like jelly and gum and chips too. So it's an interesting mix of everything.
Me going to Korea for the culture, and it's really just all beauty and food. That's my next trip.
Okay, well, we'll talk when you
Please.
get there. I have a full list. But that's how it started.
Yeah.
And the reason why we did that is because we wanted to first really educate the consumer on why Korean skincare and the Korean skincare philosophies are incredible. And the holistic approach that we just talked about wasn't really a thing here at that time. People were not enjoying their skincare rituals or moments.
It's very harsh American skincare.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, was Accutane, retinol, scrubs, apricot scrubs, like destroying the barrier. And
That's
then
exactly right.
Korean skincare came in, and they're like, "Hey, let's nurture, let's
Prevent,
hydrate,
yeah.
let's prevent."
Yeah.
It changed everything.
It really changed the perspective. So a lot of, to your point, efforts and the formulations or even the approach to skincare was based on results and repairing. That's a key word, like repair, versus in Korea, it was all about prevent and treat. So it's different,
Yeah.
but both are efficacious in their own ways. But the philosophy that I grew up with was that skincare does not need to be harsh upon application. It can still be very efficacious, but you can enjoy the application process and the experience of, applying your product.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to sting your face. It doesn't have to give you that extreme purging experience that we all talk about. It doesn't have to, have some side effects in the beginning just because you have to, try something really aggressive.
And get it done.
Exactly.
This culture in the States is typically like, let's get it done, fast results, but ancient practices from spirituality, mentally to physically, it's all about really taking your time, enjoying the process.
Enjoying the process.
And knowing nothing good happens in 24 hours. These things it's the vessel to build it, right?
Yeah.
Skin is the same thing.
Yeah, and the product is as important as your approach to skin too. For example, you should be patting in your skincare, not rubbing it in. We still rub it in, a lot of us. We should never tug or pull or
Down. It's always up and light and
exactly.
yes.
Circular motion and gently patting and pressing versus, again, pulling, rubbing, even using towels. I was taught not to use a towel for my face after cleansing my face.
Yeah, my friend started Clean Skin Club, and they started because they realized how much money they were spending at spas on towels. They're like, this is insanity, and it's not as safe for the skin to be using. You're wiping your private areas on a towel, and then you're using it on your face. Doesn't matter how clean you are, you're spreading bacteria.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you? Yeah.
But also the towel itself, depending on the texture of the towel, people tend to just rub it
Like,
on
I was
the
thinking about the
face.
texture list, not
I
the
mean,
body
it's both. Because if you have the towels hanging, by your toilet,
For sure.
and you're flushing your toilet, and did you know that the water splash is 20 feet high?
Yeah, even so much to the toothbrush, and then you're brushing your teeth.
Exactly that. And also the rubbing action is going to cause micro tears on your skin, which could compromise your skin barrier. So any approach that just helps to keep the approach gentle and the application, again, soft, that's just always been what I was taught from a young age. And also, of course, using the ingredients that are, work for your skin, but also not having to use ingredients that you don't necessarily need is another really important thing to remember.
I think one of my favorite SKUs of yours, and I actually want you to do more of this because I think it's so brilliant. I loved the blushes that you came out with because it was more about it being really skincare and makeup. I would love to see you do like SPF eyeshadows that are liquid, that are cream, especially for,
Love the
30s,
idea.
40s. Like, I really think that you created that SKU for me. I mean, I know so many other SKUs people love, but for me, when I'm not here shooting or at an event, like during the day, that's what I'm wearing. I'm reaching for things that double. Tell me the mindset behind that, and do you please expand on that, but do you plan on expanding on that more?
Yeah, well, first, I love that. Thank you for sharing that feedback.
The best.
It was one of the most fun projects, I would say, that we worked on because we wanted it to be a flush, not a blush, because we wanted it to look like your skin, but just with a hint of flush. It didn't have to be overpowering. It didn't have to look like you had a full beat, glam going on your face. The idea was, how do you look like yourself, but a little better? But also, if you build it, you can have that as part of your full beat makeup routine as well. The idea of it being truly a hybrid, but versatile, multifunctioning, multitasking were like our checklist.
Best.
And what we really wanted to achieve, because one of our best sellers is the watermelon niacinamide dewdrops, I think every makeup artist has that in their makeup bag.
They really do.
Which is so exciting because it started as a serum, but also it's a makeup enhancer and a glow booster, right? That we all need. We all want to glow. And the formula was so good that it just made sense for us to expand upon that with a hint of tint. And so we decided actually to launch this line of products that have tints that actually treat your skin, give you that little flush of color. And that we call internally Glow Hues, which is the name that we're excited to sort of roll out and expand to answer your question. But it's an extension of our skincare line, which once again is so easy and, foolproof for anyone and everyone to be able to enjoy and have that amazing result right off the bat, but also with over time skin benefits. So what we did actually when we were constructing that formula was I remember going to the labs in Korea and having a conversation with the skincare labs and the makeup labs because the chemists work differently, right?
They certainly do.
Yeah. And I said, you know what? I just want to work with both of you guys.
Bring it all together.
Bring it all together. This is a brief. Skincare chemist, can you make this? Makeup chemist, can you make this? And we had the same exact brief written
Is that
out
more
for them.
common in Korea? Because it's not here, but I imagine it's slightly more common there.
I don't know if people took this specific approach because
Okay.
this was a very unique experience that I had. Gave the same two briefs to two very different experienced experts, chemists, and they came back with very different formulas.
For sure.
And of course, I chose the one that the skincare chemist created because it was a serum, but with a hint of tint. And that's what makes this formula and all of our Glow Hues products very unique because there are a lot of hybrids on the market. There's so many hybrids. It's a thing now. It's table stakes. So you can't have products that's just in one little bucket. Everything has a blurred line at this point. But the hybrid products that you see, which is I have a lot of products that I love and actually currently use too, but the products that are makeup driven with skincare benefits are primarily makeup.
And the
as a
skincare is really
makeup-
not really.
It's
not
a
in there.
sprinkle. It's usually a sprinkle. I can't say for every single brand out there, but what I have seen is that a lot of them are very saturated with pigments, and then they have great, hyaluronic acid or vitamin C ingredients sprinkled on top. Versus this is a serum, Dewy Flush that you've tried, or our Hue Drops, which is kind of like this nice soft bronzing treatment on your face that makes you look like you just came back from
I love
a
that
nice
one.
vacation.
I like the darker pink personally.
Oh, yeah. That's a
Yeah.
nice one
Oh,
too.
I love that one.
Yeah. Gives you like
I
a
can put
nice
a little here,
hint
a
of
little
color.
here, just to like give a little something. Yeah.
That.
I use it more as like a bronzer actually.
Oh.
Like I put on my shoulders, my
Décolleté.
chest, a little here, a little here.
Yeah.
I keep it in my car on the way to drop off.
Right,
So
well,
I
that's-
keep a lot of
so
stuff
happy
in my
to
car on
hear
the way
that.
to drop off. Like
That was
I
all the
really do the whole
intention.
thing in the car.
Yeah.
I've got 4 products. I've got an what's the Color Science that starts off white as the base and then adjusts to your skin tone. You would love this SKU.
Okay.
I do
yeah,
that.
I
Then
wanna
I
check
do
it out.
Glow. Then I do One Skin, the lip peptide with the SPF. It's enough.
That's like your easy
We're
daily
done.
essentials. But that's really why people come back for more for Dewy Flush. Like it actually has one of the highest retention rates in our brand because people try it and they fall in love with it, not just because of the instant natural result and how beautiful you look, but also over time, there's no sensitivity. We've also found that a lot of people that use blush were having severe reactions to certain formulas, especially makeup formulas that are highly pigmented.
Sure.
But they still want to have that blush look. And so this was a great solution for those that had sensitivity. Again, we have niacinamide for Dewy Flush. We have ceramide, which is amazing for skin barrier health. So over time, your skin is only going to get better by using the formula that we put out on the market. So
I mean, you're literally a walking billboard. Your skin is crazy. So
So
it's
is
working.
yours.
I'm like, it's working. Whatever
Thank
you're doing,
you.
like, listen, we're working mothers. We also run businesses. I wouldn't say a lot of women's skin looks like this because they're really, a lot of my girlfriends, they're doing the most,
Yeah.
and they're like, what do I do to also make sure that I'm taking care of myself? And I'm like, stop and slow down in the morning
Yeah.
and take 20 minutes alone while you pray, meditate, whatever. Do your skincare, treat it as a ritual. Our ancestors treated these things as they were rituals. You didn't slap
Yeah.
it on. They took their time. They really your grandmother was like, this was a ritual for her.
This was a ritual. But I have to say, because I did always watch my mom have her self-care moment in front of her vanity. I would hear her like patting in her skincare. Like it was quite mesmerizing as a child to watch my mom just like enjoy that 5 minutes to herself, because moms are busy taking
Yeah.
care of their kids and this was like her time. So rituals are extremely important for your mental health. I really truly believe that. But at the same time, we're busy. So we don't have the luxury to do it all the time. Like, make time for it. But if you can't, there are products, again, Dewy Flesh is one of those that allow you to multitask and just like drop it in your car or your pocket, do it as you walk. It's possible because you don't need a brush. You can use your fingertips.
That's what I do. I have antibacterial wipes in the car. I wipe my hands and then I go in with my hands.
That's it.
That's
what it was made for. And that was our exact intention. It was made for people that needed to multitask, but also ultimately make your lives a little bit easier. I'm that person. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a mom. I don't have time to do anything for myself.
No.
But I want to look great.
Like, real talk. Yeah.
Real talk.
You're like, no, really.
I want to look great at all times.
Speaking of rituals and ancestral, like, lineage and what really, I mean, I like really think about like, your ancestors looking down and being like, wow, you modernized us. And I think it's really powerful. Did you grow up spiritual, religious, neither, both? Like, what was that? Because it is so much a part of what you're doing. You're creating rituals for women that perhaps never even knew what a ritual was.
Yeah.
They maybe saw skincare as a task, not something to have as a pleasantry in their life.
That is so true. I grew up Christian. I don't know if I can say I go to church every weekend, but but I am thoroughly spiritual. I have moments when I would just take the time to, meditate or pray or just kind of reflect. I actually reflect a lot. That's a thing that I do. I don't know if that's spiritual or religious. I don't know if you can call that. But I reflect a lot. Maybe it's the Virgo in me.
You are such a Virgo. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. I love Virgos.
And sometimes I am hard on myself. I'm not going to lie. Pretty hard, because I would reflect on myself and say, I could have done that a little bit differently. I could have done that a little better. I could have said something differently, for the vibe or to make this other person feel a little better. Like, I always have those moments when I'm reflecting, but at times it's hard on myself, but at times I actually think that those are the moments that make me do better too, because I'm constantly trying to optimize the way I show up or I speak or I treat others, and also myself. So
for sure, of course.
I would say maybe that is like a way to being spiritual, if you will, but that's my moment. That's when I'm, talking to myself.
Well, I think taking care of yourself is a spiritual notion in itself. You're taking time to respect yourself. And how can you be spiritual if you don't take time to reflect and take time to take care of yourself?
That's exactly right. I remember my mom telling me, you need to, respect is such a key word here. You need to respect yourself and your skin. And in the long run, it'll respect you back.
I really think I was some sort of, I tell Ava this all the time, seriously. I'm like, I think I was Asian in a past lifetime because the love and respect, for elders, I always find to be so unbelievable and so profound, and something that's really lacking. Profound. I mean, it really makes me emotional because I'm just like, wow, like the way Asian culture is about respecting elders, I don't see that. I just don't see it at all. And I think it's really inspiring, but I think that the way they really honor and respect themselves through food and self-care, it's so simple, but it's so profound.
Yeah, so profound. Now you're making me emotional.
Because it's so crazy. You really don't think about these things. It's really such an honor.
It's an honor. And, I think a lot of our mothers, their love language is cooking, because they love sharing the food and all the love and effort that went into making the food. And, one of the reasons why I work hard and we all hustle and, try to better ourselves, become more successful, and are so driven is ultimately to spoil the people we truly love, that are family or friends. It's just a joy. That's what I want to do, with people that I love.
Yeah,
and that comes from my heritage and my background, because that's what I've watched my family members do. My grandmother, she was just always giving.
Is she still year she passed?
She is 99.
No
in
way.
Korea.
No freaking
She
way.
was my best friend
Oh
growing
my
up.
God. She
And
sounds so
she
delish.
was
Like
so
just the cutest.
incredible. She's so cute. She had 7 kids.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. And she was just a champion. I mean, she raised them. She, sacrificed so much for all of her kids.
Of course.
But of course, she always found herself in the public bathhouse with us, with all the women in the family.
She's like, listen, you're going to learn this because this is what kept me going through 7
Yes.
kids, literally.
Yeah.
No, really. Like, you can't.
And she actually, even to this day, she's 99, has the best skin.
Of course she does.
I mean,
Because she
she's just
respected it.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really did.
Take us
Yeah.
through, obviously, every day as a working mother is different. I'm divorced, so when I don't have my son, my mornings are like a little calmer. I get to like pray a little longer, do my routine a little longer.
Yeah.
When I do have him, I'm obviously like way more chaotic. Take us through your morning routine, like what has actually made an impact in your life. Or maybe it's not the morning routine, like maybe it's alone in the car for 5 minutes. I don't know. Like something that's actually impacted your life in a way that's not just like, here's my morning routine. Like something.
Yeah, I don't have a perfect morning. I don't
No,
think any
of course
one of
not.
us
No.
do, to be honest. Like, let's just be real here. I used to try because I was definitely inspired by a lot of people that shared their morning
Yeah,
routines. So
yeah.
I would try the lemon water thing.
That does help.
The
Before like
smoothie.
running right into coffee.
Yeah,
It does help.
It definitely is
Yeah.
a good thing to
Yeah.
if you can keep up with it. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I sleep with my son and my husband, so
Cute.
it's delicious. It's sometimes he kicks, and there's some moments, but I have to wake up throughout the night multiple times.
Yeah.
But it's just so precious, and it's not going to last. So I'm just trying to embrace the fact that I can do this with my toddler, with my husband. So
How old is he now?
He's turning 3 very soon.
It's so funny because I was always told primarily by like all my girlfriends raised in the US, don't co-sleep, don't co-sleep. My son is almost 7 and he doesn't sleep with me all the time, but I like die for it.
It's
I
so precious.
love it so much. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think children need that closeness with their mom, their dad, whatever it may be, like holding their little hands and
Yeah.
holding their little bodies.
Exactly.
Like it's the best.
Just like cuddling.
We're not gonna have that forever. One day you're gonna be like
No.
kind of annoying and like he's not gonna want to do that.
And does that make me maybe a little bit sleep deprived? Yes.
Same.
But
it's the best
it makes
feeling in
me
the
so
world.
happy and warm and fuzzy, and I'm sure it does for him too. So I wouldn't change it.
I love that you do that because I do too, and I got ripped on it a little bit, and I was like,
Everyone
no,
has their own journey.
I'm Jewish and I'm Israeli, and in Israel, like, if there's like people will sleep on the floor to be close to their kids, like they don't care, they just want that closeness.
Yeah, I love
We're always
that,
like
actually.
touching and hugging.
It's very
and kissing.
similar
Very
in my culture.
similar.
Yeah,
very similar.
Yeah, we would. I mean, in fact, in Korea, families have huge beds just to co-sleep.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, with young kids, like
Yeah.
toddlers. My brother's family
best.
certainly has that. It's like it takes up the whole room.
Yeah.
Like the bed.
It's
But,
the closeness. It's beautiful.
yeah,
Kids need it.
Kids definitely need it.
Why does a 4-year-old need to be independent all the time? It's weird. I'm like, what is this
I also-
independency like? They're for?
I also understand, though, people that need to sleep and if they can't function without it. So I totally respect, everyone's journey.
Yeah.
This we chose to do,
Yeah.
and we love it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's tiring. I'm not gonna lie, but I still love it. It makes me happy. That's what matters. So in the morning, we would wake up together. My son starts by waking us up, actually.
Of course.
Saying, wakey, wakey.
Yeah. That's cute.
So that's my morning. I definitely check my email to see if there's any urgencies because we are a global brand. So we get emails from all around the world and we're in different time zones.
Yeah.
So you could have, urgencies that happen throughout the night. So definitely something that I, embrace. I check my emails almost the very first thing. And I make the effort with my husband to drop off our son to his school
Same. I love
every
that.
morning.
Yeah.
I just don't want to change that routine.
Same.
And again, he loves it, but I love it too.
Same.
It's not just for him. It's actually
I think
for
it's a
myself
really
too.
nice way to start the day too.
Yeah, it's a great way. I love that you do that too, because we don't have enough time in the day, so to really force ourselves to make those few minutes of the day to kick off the day, I think is really special, and it also grounds us. Like, why are we doing what we're doing every day, right?
Literally.
It's that. It's for
Literally.
that. It is for the family. It is for your kid. It's just, It's family. So anyways, that's how we start the day. I always make the effort to feed him breakfast myself too.
Nice.
Like the morning routines are usually actually centered around our son. But after we drop him off, my husband and I take a short walk together. And that's when I grab my coffee. We would talk about the plans for the day or any other things that we need to chat about. And that's my morning routine.
I love that. I think that's really nice. It's
It's
something
real.
I'm trying to do more. I live on Venetian.
Yeah.
So it's so beautiful to walk around
Yeah,
there.
it's so
Do you know how many
gorgeous there.
times in the past year I've walked Venetian? 4 freaking times.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
gosh,
this is
that's not
crazy.
enough.
I was like, why am I not walking more?
You have to
Again,
enjoy your surrounding. Yeah.
Simplicity that's actually powerful. Just
I
being able
really
to freaking
believe
walk.
in the power of taking a walk in nature.
Yeah.
Like
Well, you
5
were also in
minutes.
New York for a long
I was in New
time.
York for a long time, but you know, I had the luxury of living right by a park. I lived right by Madison Square Park.
Yep.
So it's a small park, but I would definitely always make the effort to just at least do a quick loop with, you know, coffee in my hand. And
Yeah.
so I do that here now by the water.
And it's nice that you and your
just-
husband make sure that you do it together.
we do it together.
That's cool.
Yeah. Again, it's what grounds us, and it reminds me why I'm doing what I'm doing every day.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I could talk to you for like
Me
5 freaking hours.
too.
I'm like, wait. Are you on peptides? Are you eating anything that like you find? I always like, honestly, selfishly, I'm like, what are people doing? Because it's fun to know.
Honestly, my routine is really simple.
Yeah, I'm always like, just because I know so many amazing women. And like, for example, one of my girlfriends told me to get the Hatch alarm and I bought it a month ago off Amazon.
How is
I'm
it?
telling you, it is a game changer.
Really?
So it forces me to plug my phone into the other room because I don't need it because it puts me to sleep and it wakes me up. I set the system during the week when I have my son that it does a guided meditation. It puts me to sleep. And then in the morning, it wakes me up to like these beautiful birds chirping. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? It is such
I
a
gotta
nice
check
way
it
to wake
out.
up versus like,
Wait, I didn't know much about it. I've heard about it.
massive game changer. And I only know because I'm like, what are you doing? Like, is there anything I should be
Yeah,
doing?
this is why we have to share.
It's the best, that and just like other random things. But that made a really big difference because I actually wanted to not check my phone for an hour before bed and an hour in the morning when I wake up. And I honestly think
That's
it's
hard to
changed.
do.
I know.
I love that you're doing that. I want to get there.
It's not easy, and I have family overseas, and even
Right.
in my company, I'm the company. It's not
Right.
global by any means. But and when I don't have my son, obviously the mom in me is like, is everything okay? Like a little more neurotic. But it really forced me to like chill for a second
Yeah.
and kind of collect myself and then go into it without being like, because obviously you're gonna check your alarm and then you go into
No,
text
that's
and
great.
emails. That's just how it is.
Yeah, no, that's great. I you know what? I need to think about how I can get there because I'm not there
You know,
by
it's
any means.
great. It's definitely a little tip and trick. If you could tell a girl that's 24 years old that's watching this who wants to be you when she's older, what are 2 things that you did really well and 2 things that were not mistakes because everything happens as it is and supposed to, but 2 things that you learned that could have made the journey perhaps a little easier? I know that's a loaded question.
No. I do get this type of question a lot. So, but 2 each. Let me think about that.
I know. I'm like, I should have asked you this before,
okay.
but
It's
it's
okay. I
just
love
like,
the-
you know, you never know.
Conversation we're having. I think what helped when I decided to become an entrepreneur was the fact that I was already in the industry and I had a decade of experience. I don't think everybody needs to, follow the same journey, but it gave me a lot of confidence, at least to pave my way in the industry because
Yeah.
I worked really hard and I studied hard. I researched a lot. I mean, this is the industry that I loved and I just really dedicated myself in for a very long time. So when I started to think about the entrepreneurship and, with my co-founder, it just felt like it was the right path. But I think part of it was because I had the knowledge and I had the experience. So I think it is always helpful to have some sort of knowledge or experience in the industry that you're jumping onto. I really think that then you have the advantage without having to study everything from scratch. You already have
Life experience.
you have the like an easier start, if you will. Of course, all entrepreneurships are difficult and there are a lot of challenges, but at least you're one step ahead versus someone that has no idea what this industry is all about.
For sure.
So that I think really helped. I think having a co-founder was great too. And I get this question all the time. How is it working with another female co-founder? How is it working with a friend? You know, does that taint your friendship? I mean, you know, we get this question all the time, but honestly, you know, to have a sounding board, to have someone that had a very similar work experience and cultural background as myself was great because you don't have to educate each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Oftentimes, co-founders collide when they don't understand each other. And a lot of times it comes from the fact that they have complete different backgrounds. And for many cases, that's great because you're complementing each other. But for some cases, you just don't have the same foundation. So you have to really try and make a lot of effort and spend the time to teach each other, explain each other, contextualize what you're saying, where you're coming from. And that's a lot of work and sometimes pretty stressful. So I've heard that from a lot of other co-founder relationships. We don't have that. In fact, we don't even have to spend a lot of time talking about explanations.
In spirituality, often it's spoken about soulmates and how soulmates don't just come in a significant other form. They come in friendships, they come in business, they come with children, pets. The way you're speaking about her, she sounds like a soulmate relationship. And it's with such ease. Like you two definitely have some sort of soulmate relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, because we've known each other for 20 years almost, we don't need, we just really don't need to set up time and explain everything to each other. Like once in a while maybe, but it's so easy. Like I understand, I see through things.
May everyone find a co-founder like you two found each other.
We were
Pray
lucky.
for that.
We were lucky to have found each other.
Yeah.
But I think the fundamental support was that when things get hard, you have each other. And oftentimes it can get really lonely. You know, even the duo that we are, we felt lonely.
Sure.
You know, it felt like sometimes it was us two against the world. And when you're an entrepreneur, you will always have those moments. So
Yeah.
to have someone that's feeling exactly the same thing that you are feeling at that very moment is very powerful.
Less
Actually,
lonely,
I really think that made things a little bit easier for us, for both of us. What could have helped?
What's one thing you look back on the business and you're like,
I could have done this differently.
I could have done it differently, even though it was intentionally good for you and the business long term because you learned. At the end of the day, if you learned something, you won. But if you could share with another young, entrepreneur or founder, hey, try this way next time.
Yeah, I think I don't think I would change this, but it was we didn't sleep for more than 2 hours a night for the first 6 months. I mean, we were bootstrapped. We pulled, $25,000 each, so $50K total to start our company. And we were so nimble. We didn't spend a dime on anything that was absolutely unnecessary. It was all focused on just inventory. We were doing marketing by ourselves. We didn't put any money behind ads. I mean, we were very budget conscious, but also thoughtful about how we were allocating our resources.
Yeah.
For a long time, very long time, at the expense of our, sleep hours and our, physical well-being, to be honest. And so, but, when you're young and you're driven and you're hungry and you have this vision and you know that the opportunity is so clear, you have so much clarity that this is the right path, it just will take a lot of effort and time. It's okay to actually enjoy that process, but it shouldn't be too long. So I think, what I would change is maybe we could have hired a couple more people up front.
Yeah.
Because it was a two of us too, which is why we just held on to ourselves doing everything.
Yeah.
If it was just myself or it was just Christine herself, we would have maybe taken a little bit of a different approach, but we were literally dividing and conquering. You do this now, I'm going to do this. And it was just like a machine. I mean, so it worked. in the end, right? Because I mean, I'll give you an example. The most important thing when you're starting out is awareness, right? If nobody knows you, who cares if your
matter.
inventory is,
Doesn't matter how
not
good the
fully
product is even.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
Yeah.
You're just talking to yourself, right?
Yeah.
So we needed to get the word out, and we needed to have a PR strategy. And we didn't, like, we're not from PR. You know what I mean? We did marketing and branding, but so what we had was a list of all the editors and influencers and creators that we wanted to reach out to. And that list was 600 people. So we decided to divide and conquer, literally. She would take on 300, I took on 300, and we gave ourselves 2 weeks to reach out to everybody.
What?
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
No,
I don't
it
think
was-
people
no, it's
understand.
crazy.
It's actually, if you're not in this world to tackle that is,
That's
yeah,
why we
it's-
didn't sleep.
It's
I mean,
pretty nuts.
It's nuts. But we needed to give ourselves a timeline because we didn't want to just wait around. We
No.
needed like some response. We needed somebody. So
And you both actually are very involved. You don't, yes, you have teams, whatever, but you're very like, you're in it. You're with everyone. You're
Yeah.
chatting it up. You're doing all the things. Like,
Yeah.
you're not just like, oh, I'm the founder. Bye, everyone. I'm the CEO.
No,
You're
not at all.
really in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some like that. And by the way, like that works for them and they're tackling other things, but you are very in the nitty gritty.
yeah, and I think it's helped that I did everything myself along with Christine. And so what we did, because we didn't want to just cold email people with like, hey, I'm Glow Recipe, try our product.
Yeah.
We actually studied each and every person to the T. So we read, if it was an editor or journalist, we would read articles that they wrote for at least 3 months leading up to that time point. If it was a creator, we watched their YouTube videos or Instagram posts and really understood what their preferences were, what their skin types and concerns were. We understood them. And so our emails to all of the people were completely personalized and customized with the knowledge about their, like, it might have been almost like borderline creepy, to be honest, because
But that's the
but
power
we
of authenticity and
approached it.
actually caring.
Yeah.
Yes, especially, this is actually a great lesson for anyone listening to this because now with the power of chat and Claude and all
Yeah.
these things, what's cool is it can actually pull on me or you everything about us
Yeah.
in one paragraph. You actually went in before AI and actually cared enough
Yeah.
to make that connection. That's very outdated because now you can pull it up in 2 seconds.
Very
You actually
outdated.
cared.
I mean, this is 11 years ago.
Isn't
and
that crazy?
it's
Now
crazy.
Chat and Claude can do all of that in 2 seconds.
Literally. It's
Could
just,
you imagine if you had that?
it would have saved me
would have
so
saved
many
you
hours
hours.
and my sleep.
But you did it. The point is that you did it. You did what you had to do.
Yeah, but the thing is, because I did it, I actually really felt like I knew them.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it was just AI doing it, I would just read the summary or whatever, and I don't think I would have known,
Their
them
essence
as
and, like,
their
who-
essence,
yeah.
the personality, their character, what they cared about. Because the emails really, I think, reflected
Beautiful.
that we did our due diligence in a way, but then actually we were like relating with them in deeper ways. So the recommendations of the products that we were giving to each and every individual was completely different from one another. And there was context and explanation as to why we were recommending the routine that we felt was the best for them.
Beautiful.
And because it was so thoughtfully written out and approached, we got a very high response rate, even though we didn't have much going on.
So powerful.
At that time,
powerful.
yeah.
Again, so simple, but so powerful.
Yeah.
That's kind of the ethos of your brand. I think that needs to be so like really simple,
Simple, yeah.
but powerful.
And intentional, because that's what even our packaging, some people might think, oh, glass, pink packaging, cute. Well, there's a story. We like handcrafted all of the shapes, baked it in the oven with clay, sent it through a packaging vendor, and we had hundreds of iterations until they perfected it. Like there's a story behind every little detail.
Beautiful.
And it took a lot of effort and love and care, and also like how we wanted to really show up to self-care for each individual. We wanted you to, like, for example, if I were gifting my product to you, I want you to feel like this is a piece of art And this is something that makes you feel elevated. This is something that makes you feel like you're truly taking care of yourself, not just because of the formula and how efficacious it is. And by the way, that's what we really focus on, but also the packaging and the texture, the sensoriality, the scent, the immersion of the whole ritual,
Femininity,
the femininity, the
It
luxurious
feels very
feel.
feminine. It doesn't feel unisex.
Yeah.
It feels feminine.
Exactly. And it just makes you feel better,
Yeah.
but in like indescribable ways, even if you take 2 minutes of your day, because we're all busy, we're always hustling, or we're very lazy. Like nobody wants to spend too much time behind the medicine cabinet until they really know what it does for you. And even if it's 2 minutes, those 2 minutes can make or break your
Massive
day. Like it
shift.
is such a
Massive
powerful moment for self-care.
You know what I've been telling women to do as they're applying Glow Recipe, whatever product, while they're doing it, to look themselves in the eyes. And even though it feels and sounds stupid initially, to speak to themselves in a way that's like,
I think that's a great
I'm
tip.
powerful, I'm magnetic. It feels really awkward and dumb at first, but the body
think
and the
it's
mind
powerful.
don't know the difference from one another. And then you just follow suit. And you get to kill two birds with one stone. So not only are you doing this ritual, you're speaking to yourself in a way that even if it feels weird, the body consciousness and the mind consciousness, they start to merge.
Yeah. And I'm a firm believer in the power of manifestation. Like
Honey, you
you
did
have to
it.
just put it out there.
What do you mean you are it? You did it.
I'm still manifesting a lot of things.
course.
And, I think when you speak out, when you say it out loud of what you want, when you put it on a Post-it and, stick it on your wall and you see it every day, you just have to remind yourself. And that makes a huge difference, because at the end of the day, this is all about a mind shift. How driven are you, right? Versus, I don't have time for this. I'm too busy. I'm stressed out. I'm tired. Yeah, we're all that. But how do you carve out those moments and actually do more than others? Because that will get you ahead of the game. And it's just all about the mind shift and the mindset. And so manifesting, putting it out there, saying it out to you, like as a friend, I can say, hey, I want to do this in the next year. I'm going to try and do this in the next 5 years. This is my goal. Say it out loud, and actually it'll do wonders.
It's so fascinating to me because you really are such a manifester. And what's interesting is everyone's desires are different. So you had this desire to build this, very different than my desires, which just goes to show that if you receive a desire, and spirituality and Kabbalah talks to this all the time, if you receive a desire, it's because you are meant to fulfill it. On some level, on some playing field, on some universal plane, you already have it, because what you desire is very different than what I desire.
Yeah.
So if this comes to you, it means it's meant for you. So it's your free will to fulfill it or not. And you fulfilled it.
Well, I'm still fulfilling.
I know.
This
And
is
you're
still
a
work in
Virgo
progress.
overachiever.
Yes.
But you are a manifester.
Yeah. And I love that because it gives me clarity and it gives me purpose. And I know what I'm aiming for every day. But also, again, like that's why I need to physically drop off my kid, because it's a visual reminder and a very experiential reminder that I'm doing this for my family and my son. And this is what makes me happy. This is my ultimate life goal.
I am so happy that you're here. You are such a beautiful human. Where can everyone find you on social, LinkedIn, whatever you want to share?
So I'm on Instagram. I'm usually on stories. It's Sarah_Glow. But, you can always reach out to me through the Glow Recipe channels. I talk to my team every single day. I actually read a lot of the comments myself and the DMs too.
Good. I'm going to start commenting and be like, I love this product. You better create eye creams.
Yeah. I'm actually open to feedback and ideas always.
I'm really going to push you on that. I think just every makeup product I should be able to apply like with my hand off duty. I would love that.
Actually, I challenge you to use a dewy flush without looking in the mirror.
Easy. I mean, I also did TV for so long, so I can get ready in a
maybe
closet
you're not
on the
the
floor.
right person
I'm
for
not
this
the right
challenge.
person.
You're
That
already
challenge,
doing
I
it.
did it already like 5 years ago.
You're already doing
But
it.
I'm really excited to see where you guys continue to grow, and I
you.
can't wait to see it. It's really fun, and congrats.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Congrats to
being
you
here.
on everything
Thank
you've
you,
achieved.
sweetheart. Thank you.